Hey everybody, how y'all doing? Let me put the topic up here so y'all know what we are discussing today on this live, just in case y'all have any questions, because this is a very specific and strategic live today. Make sure y'all share it, because somebody might need this message. What's going on, y'all? So I decided to go live today to basically discuss how to bounce back from anything. I know that this year has been a year of great losses for some, great gains for some, but it's definitely been a year of transition. And it's important that as we are transitioning through into the next year, that we prepare our minds. We prepare our minds honestly, because every battle, no matter if it's personal, financial, spiritual, every battle is won within the mind. So one of the things that I've been able to do is I've been able to bounce back from a lot of losses in my own personal life, as well as in my own business and financial life. So I just want to talk to people today as we gear up to go into the next year of basically how to bounce back from anything. I'm probably going to jump right in it just because I have a hard stop at 12 o'clock. I have several meetings today. So with that being said, in this year where so many people has lost so many things, has lost loved ones, have lost jobs, have lost just a lot of different things, it is extremely important that we discuss how we are going to bounce back. There's so many people that wonder, how do I survive losing a loved one, somebody that I love very, very much? How do I survive, my financial situation? How do I survive all of these things? Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? So I'm going to give you real strategic ways on how to survive tragedy. So let me give you my background on why I'm able to talk about this. A lot of you know that have been following me for a while, and some of you may not. I've lost my sister. My sister was killed by somebody that we knew. She was murdered, and the situation had nothing to do with her. And this happened on January 29th of 2017. So the glow and the joy and all of that you see in my heart today, know that I fought for that. I've been bankrupt. I went from making $90,000 a year to basically making $8.50 an hour, to filing bankruptcy. My car was repossessed. I've lost friends. I've lost a lot in my life. And one of the nicknames I've been able to get throughout just my resilience is the bounce back queen. That's what they used to call me, even at my corporate job, in which I quit about 6 months ago. My nickname was the bounce back queen, because they watched me bury my sister on Tuesday and go back to work on Wednesday, to at that point literally going from coming back to work to actually winning, to actually getting promotion after promotion, winning $1 million awards and sales. And I did that all because of my ability to bounce back. So the number one thing that we have to understand when we are experiencing a great loss, or when we're going through a loss, is the number one thing is we have to look at things, and this is going to be hard. This is not something that's going to be easy. So let me start by saying that, because a lot of things in our lives, unfortunately, we've been prone and taught to actually think that things are going to be easy, and that's not the truth. So one of the hard things that I had to do when I lost my sister, let's just start with that, because there's been a lot of death around us this year, right? So one of the hardest things that I had to stop doing is asking why. asking, why did this happen to us, God? Why did this happen to me? Why is my family experiencing this? I had to stop asking why, because at the end of the day, there is no answer on this earth that is going to be suffice enough for me to believe that this is okay. There's nothing that I experienced in losing my sister, from having to going out to celebrate my mother's birthday, to the very next day finding out the very next day that my sister was killed. There was not a question on this, there was not an answer on this earth that was ever going to make me believe that that was supposed to happen. So once I got to the point where I said, you know what, I'm going to stop asking why, because I'm driving myself crazy. I'm depressed. I'm walking through life, but people thinking that I'm okay, and I'm really not okay. I'm actually suicidal. I actually want to kill myself because my sister is not here with me, and this pain is too hard for me to bear. That was my reality for the first year after my sister was gone. A lot of people didn't know I was suicidal. I've been dealing with depression and anxiety my entire life. So most people, they just thought that I was just operating in my normal spirit, when I wasn't. I really, really wasn't. So I had to come to grips with it. I said, I'm not going to ask why anymore, because there's not an answer on this earth that's going to make me feel better about this situation. The next thing that I did was I really got deep into my alone time. This has been a time where a lot of people, they don't want to be alone. But the reality of it is, there's going to be some things in life that you need to walk through alone. During the time that my sister was killed, those was the darkest days of my life. The darkest days of my life. And because they were the darkest days of my life, I was not even operating in my same spirit, my vibrant spirit, where people love to be around me. I didn't even want to be around me. I didn't want to be around nobody, right? And so those alone time, those dark days, was when I was able to do my greatest work. I was able to turn tragedy to triumph during those dark hours, but it was only because I was willing to do the work. And one of the things that I did during that time is I stopped looking at things that happened to me and started saying, why did this happen for me? That's a transition. That's a mental transition, a pivotal point that a lot of people don't like to do. So instead of you being in this position in your life where maybe you have lost someone, maybe you lost your job, maybe you're bankrupt, maybe, things are upside down in your life, start asking the question to God or the universe or whoever you serve is, why is this happening for me? When you do that, when you transition that mental state and start saying, why does this happen for me? You have now officially changed the game. You have put yourself in a position where you are no longer a victim. You are a victor. And when you become victorious over every area of your life and you take responsibility for everything in your life that happens to you, whether it is by your own doing or not, you are now putting yourself in position to actually catapult that setback to make you set up for a major comeback. We have to get out of this victim mentality is why this is happening to me. A lot of things that happen in our lives happen for us. And I'm going to give you an example. One of my largest platforms was birthed out of my sister's death. A platform that we receive messages from on a daily basis. We receive comments from thanking us because they needed that word. That loss of my sister turned into something gigantic, bigger than I ever even imagined. But another thing that it did was it built up in me a resilience. It built up in me the endurance muscle. Everybody want to be a business owner. Everybody want to be, everyone is in a position where they want to go after and chase their dreams. One of the biggest things that I learned during that time was resilience, was endurance, and was the ability to deal with unbearable pain. There is no pain like the loss of losing someone that you love deeply, because it is eternal. It is no coming back from it. I don't care what nobody say. It is eternal. There's no coming back from it. And it's something that you now have to live with for the rest of your life. We are taught on this earth how to live our best lives, but we're not taught how to cope with death. And that's why this year has been so traumatic for so many people, because the death has come in such great numbers so quickly. That happened to me about 3 or 4 years ago, where my sister was killed. Quickly, she was snatched up out the earth. And once I came to a point where I stopped asking, why is this happening to me? And I started asking, why is this happening for me? I was able to pivot and come out of that depression, come out of suicidal thoughts, come out of wanting to kill myself, come out of my anxiety every day of just being around people that I love, because I'm scared to death that one of them is going to kill me. That's what happened when I changed my thought process around that. This list live is important because although we are taught, yeah, let's get the bag, let's secure the bag, nobody tells us what to deal with if we do get that $1 million bag and you lose it, how you come back from that. What do I do when one day my life is all rainbows and sunshine, and then the next day we got gloomy clouds and rain? Nobody teaches us about how to deal with that. So I can come up here and teach about other things, but I'm not. This was placed on my heart, and I think God strategically placed it on my heart because he knows what I'm made of, just like he knows what you're made of. So when you start looking at things that happen for you that are as a situation that's not problematic, but more with solution-based eyes, what can I get from this? What can I learn from this? What did I do in this situation that I could have done differently that I can get the end result that I wanted to get? That's when you really start to put yourself in a position to win at life. Not just in one area, but in every area, because everything that we learn, whether the situation is from personal or it's from business, is transferable. So once you start to look at things like that from a solution mind and decide that, okay, what am I going to do with this P? I don't even like to use the word problems, honestly, because all I look at is the strengths that I gain from what I learned from it or what I earned from it. That's it. I don't even look at problems as problems no more. They're challenges to make me grow. These things come, this mountain has come so that you can show somebody else that it has the ability to be moved. And you have to know that. You have to know that you're going to come against some things. Life is going to be rough at times. There's going to be darkness surrounding you all the time. But if you can remove your emotions, and it takes a lot of strength to do that, especially when we're talking about money, we're talking about family, we're talking about finances, we're talking about friendships, we're talking about businesses that you work from this up and down to build, like literally gave blood, sweat, and tears. It's hard to do that, but you must try. You must try. And one of the things that you can do is you can start to read. There's an amazing book. It's called Battlefield of the Mind. It's by Joyce Myers. And it teaches you that everything that you are going through in life, it all starts here. And once you realize that battle is up here, it is not out here, that's when you win. If you can conquer this every single day, if you can conquer the doubts, if you can conquer the fears, if you can conquer the mental space of lack, you can live a truly happy, enjoyable, and abundant life. My sister was my very best friend, and I never thought that I would be able to survive this earth without her being here. But when I looked in her son's eyes and I saw that he needed me to be resilient. I saw that he needed me to be strong. He needed me to take it to another level. I started doing the work. The victory for what you want in your life is doing the work, whether that be spiritual work, going back to school, educating yourself on an area that failed in your life or business, or even putting yourself around people who can teach you things. You have to have the ability to do the work. You have to be willing to get down in the nitty gritty and do the work at all times, no matter what it costs you. Nothing in life happens to us. It happens for us. I'm gonna say that again. Nothing in life happens to us. It happens for us. Losing my sister, losing a job. Let me give you a whole nother avenue. I was in my early 20s. I worked for a financial institution and I was making $80,000, $90,000 a year. I lost that job from being laid off, and I was out of work for about, I want to say, a good 15 months. During that time, I went from balling to bankruptcy. From that time, I went from being able to drive a brand new car to that car being repossessed. And thank God I had the ability to get a hoopty. From that time, okay, I learned how to lose weight. When I lost my job, I was 355 pounds when I lost my job. When I went back to work, I was 190 pounds because during that time when I was out of work, I went to the gym every day. I trained my body. I went back to school. I became a personal trainer. I learned about nutrition. I learned about how to transform me from the outside in. Now, little did I know that I should have been doing it the other way, but that was just a different phase of life that I was in at that time. And I was able to transform my body, in which now blossomed into a company that I was able to grow to a 6-figure earning company. But it was because I initially lost my job and decided that didn't happen to me. It happened for me. Everything that you go through in life, it needs to happen. Everything is happening simultaneously. It's not something that is happening right now and this is only going to be the reason why it happened. Again, if I wouldn't have got laid off and went to the gym every single day, lost 150 pounds, and during that time went to school to be a personal trainer, I wouldn't understood the importance of wearing the proper undergarments while I'm working out, eating right, and teach women today. And now was able to quit my 6-figure job and turn it into a 6-figure business. All of that happened for me. It didn't happen to me. And when we get into the mind state where we stop being a victim of our own lives, and when we start being in a position where we want everything to just be easy, and understand that this right here is happening for me, not to me. And what can I do during my waiting season as I wait to go into my next elevation of life? Because during those days when I worked out in the gym and I transformed my body from being weak and unhealthy and and malnutrition, because just because you're big don't mean you have nutrition. You really you're missing a lot of nutrients. It taught me the importance of hard work. It taught me the importance of diligence. Transforming your body takes resilience. And that one area of my life has now transferred over into my business. So on days when it gets so hard that I'm looking at myself and myself is looking at me and I'm like, yo, sis, really? On those days when I want to quit, on those days when I want to give up, I say, what did I do at another area of my life that got me to this point? And I go back to the basics. I go back to working harder. I go back to thinking. I go back to reading. I go back to researching. I go back to praying. I go back to working out. I go back to eating right, because a lot of the things that we put into our body also has a lot to do with our mental state. You talking about somebody didn't realize that until I had to go through depression? They tried to put me on Xanax. They tried to put me on all types of drugs, have me walking around here like a zombie. And I said, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that, because I need to be mentally fully functioning in order for me to get to the life that God wants me to have. So because I decided against my Xanax and decided against other medications that the doctor was trying to give me for my anxiety and depression, I had to look for other ways. Again, anxiety and depression comes from my father. My entire father's side of the family is all diagnosed with depression. That is a generational curse. You know what I did with that generational curse? I found a way out. I found out how I'm not going to allow this to be the reason why I don't get to where I need to be. So I did research. I found out what foods help me deal with my anxiety, what foods help me deal with my depression, what my triggers are, who I cannot be around during these times, who I should be around. Again, it happened for me, not to me. A lot of times we want to walk through life with this woe is me mentality. And when you walk through life with this woe is me mentality, all you are doing is allowing yourself the way out of not receiving everything that you are deserving of. You got to get to a point where you say to yourself, no matter what I have to go through, no matter what I have to endure, no matter what it takes, I will get through this and I'm going to survive this and I'm going to get to the life that I deserve, because we are all deserving. We are all deserving. I don't think enough people understand that we are all deserving. Everybody that you see on your timeline, living their best life, having the things that you want to have, all of these things, all of those people, they realized that they were deserving. And even if they didn't realize it and somehow they just mentally was able to get these things, understand it all started with where they saw themselves. You have to not see yourself in this storm. You have to see yourself coming out of this storm. You have to see yourself as the person that you want to be outside of this obstacle in your life. You have to see yourself in a position where you want to be 10 years from now. Don't look at what is happening to you. Look at it as it's happening for you. And when you start to do that, you're going to operate differently. You're going to move differently. You're going to start to do things that you wouldn't normally do. And that's the only way out. Can't nobody give you nothing in this life that you don't first give yourself up here. Stop looking on the outside for the things that you need to grow your business, to have a healthy relationship, to be healed, to not be sad, to not be complaining, to not be miserable. That is an inside job. Everything that you want outside of yourself is already in here. It is your job to pull it out. It is your job to do the work. It is your job to put yourself in a position where you are going to now be at a place where you want to be. And like, ain't nobody giving nothing to us. As a matter of fact, we're surrounded by takers. You are surrounded by a government that wants to take from you. You're surrounded by maybe people that want to take from you, friends that want to. Everybody wants to take. There's very few people here that are here for you to give. And those ones that are here for you to give, you need to cherish those relationships and develop them. But you need to understand, in order to go from tragedy to triumph, from broke to wealth, from depressed to joy, it all takes you doing the work. There's nothing in this life. Unfortunately, I'm sorry that we live in a culture on Instagram where we see things happen so rapidly in front of us, because we see reels and we see stories and we see bursts of people's lives where we feel like it's going to be easy. It's not. I love y'all enough to tell y'all that it's not, and that's okay though. Anything worth having is worth working for. If you are willing to do the work, you're going to reap the benefits, period. I promise you. I've been an entrepreneur for 10 years, failed business after failed business. And this year, after quitting my job, after giving back a 6-figure paying job, because I was in upper management, they was paying me. In 6 months, I turned my company into a 6-figure earning company, because it was always in me. It was always in me. And when I got to the point to mentally, I said to myself, if I can close $2 million in sales for this company in a month, I can give myself at least a year to make $1 million. If it takes 2, if it takes 3, it don't matter. If I can do it for them, I can do it for me, because it's inside of me. It's in me. The same Crystal that showed up for them, I now show up for me. The same Crystal that got up for them and clocked them, I now clock in for me. The same Crystal that was there and training their people and teaching their people and management how to sell and how to get people to buy into them, I now do the same thing for me. Because you know why? That skill was transferable. And I needed that. I needed to be the only Black woman in that chair at that time, in that position, feeling less than and unworthy, because God needed me to be extremely uncomfortable to walk out on faith, so that I can get to where I want to be, so that I can make my dreams come true. Sometimes in life, we're going to be extremely uncomfortable. I know that cliche, you got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. But if you want to be an entrepreneur, that is your lifestyle. There's no comfort in being an entrepreneur. Not in the first 10, 15 years when you doing the work. Because guess what? It's always that, oh, if I don't work, I don't eat. I got to do something. I got to work. I got to be moving. Yes, that is true. That is the reality. That is the reality. Everything that you want in life requires work. I'm sorry. There's nothing that you're going to get out here that's not going to not require work. Y'all got to get out of this mindset of thinking things are going to be easy. It was hard when I lost my sister. It was hard when I lost my job. It was hard when I filed bankruptcy. It was hard knowing a girl that went to college and has a degree in marketing, a bachelor's degree in marketing, is making $8.50 in a gym, wiping down toilets and cleaning mats. It was hard, but I did it anyway. Do the hard work. The hard work is what builds up your muscle of endurance. It's what humbles your spirit enough to know that no matter what job that needs to get done in my company, I'm going to do it. So if that means I'm packing, I'm planning, I'm assisting at a photo shoot. If that means I'm doing makeup, I'm doing hair. Y'all just want everything easy. Running my own company made me learn how to do makeup. Running my own company made me learn how to really do my own hair. Because you know what? In the beginning, you don't got no resources. You don't got no money like that. I make 6 figures in my company and I still be like, dag, I still need more money to grow, to do more things that I want to do. You got to become resilient. You got to look in the mirror. You got to look deep. You got to do the research. Because if you do, or if you're not willing to do the work, if you're not willing to be on set as the model, be the makeup artist, be the hairstylist, be the director until you get people in position that you could afford to pay, then baby, guess what? This ain't for you. Because some days you're going to be the president and some days you're going to be the janitor. And you need to be humble enough to understand that that's how this goes. You can't think that you too much above any job. If you can go to a job and clock in and do whatever they tell you to do, then when it comes to your business, you need to be willing to do whatever needs to be done. Get through the hard times in life. Turn that tragedy into triumph. Learn how to win when you're losing. And I mean mentally. Because everything that you see, this lip gloss, this was a thought before it was ever a product. Your life is the same thing. This cell phone, this was a thought before it was ever a product. This water bottle, I got to keep showing y'all because we be thinking that stuff just going to magically appear. It starts up here. It starts up here. This water bottle was a thought before it was ever a water bottle. I remember Bishop T.D. Jakes said, God didn't give us furniture. He gave us trees. Again, the trees happen for us. So whatever area you in your life right now, whatever aspect, whatever trial, tribulation, whatever turbulence that you're going through, it is happening for you. So you need to decide today, are you going to be the victim or are you going to come out of this thing victorious? Are you going to do the work? Are you going to do the research? Are you going to be the one that really gets down and does all of the work that needs to be done? And guess what? Somebody is going to be listening. Keep posting your business even when nobody don't. When you know the craziest part is when I hear people say nobody's promoting me, I think about all the days where I have family and friends laughing at me for posting my business every single day. Like, oh God, here she go again posting. What's up? Oh God, here she go again. You know, talking about this. Oh God, here she go again with her waist trainer. Nobody wasn't checking for fashionably fit at the time before it was Strength of a Winner Fitness. Nobody wasn't. I was still posting. See, I wasn't doing this for them. I was doing this because God gave me a vision and I knew that these products helped me go from 355 pounds to 190 pounds. And if it worked for me, I knew that it would work for another woman. And that's what I got up and saw every day. I didn't get up and see a whole timeline full of people shouting me out, thanking me, tagging me, love you, sis, queen. I didn't see all of that. And that was fine for me. It was fine for me because at the end of the day, that vision that God gave me, I said, God, you know what? This is what you gave me, whether they laughing, whatever the case may be, if they're talking about me, that is none of my business. Show me the work you need me to do today. I was always worried about the work. I wasn't worried about the influence at the time. I was worried about the work. What can I do? Every day I wake up, you know how millionaires wake up and think, okay, what do I need to do today to make more money? What work can I do? Who can I touch? They're always wondering what they can do more of. What can you do more of? You want other people to promote your products. You want other people to buy from you. But what can you do more of to make them want to do that? People are fickle. I tell people all the time, if you are running your business based on what people think or what people want or this, you gonna fail. Because people gonna let you down. They human, they fickle. One minute they love you, the next minute they hate you. That is the reality of the world in which we live in. So if you are doing what you're doing, expecting other people to buy into it or expecting other people to want to be a part of it, then you have to first be a part of it. You gotta put your shirt on with your name on it when nobody else ain't wearing it. And wear it with a smile. And take cute pictures. And you got to do all that every single day. I did that for 5 years straight with not one person posting. Not like that, not unless I took the picture of them and posted it up there. Ain't nobody post no pictures of fashionably fit before it was strength of a woman and strength of a woman fit. Ain't nobody do none of that. Y'all, I be telling people all the time, y'all see, the office and this and that. This is all fruits of my hard work, my diligence, my resilience, my getting up and showing up for me every single day. When I work out, to me, that's work. Because guess what? I got to show content. I got to show women how to take care of their bodies. I got to show people that I don't just sell fitness. I'm about fitness. Fitness is my lifestyle. That is work. And I still show up. Every morning I get out of bed at 4 a.m. I've been doing that for the last 6 years of my life. I'm going to let that sink in. Every morning for the last 6 years, and it used to be earlier than that because Andre used to make me train with him at 4 a.m. and I lived in Patterson and he was in Newark. So I had to drive. That means I had to get up at 3 a.m. And after that, you know what I did? I went there, I worked out, I took a shower, and I went to Wells Fargo. When I got off of Wells Fargo, I came home and I did work for Strength of a Woman Fitness. Strength of a Winner Fitness. And I did that for 5 years. You can't tell me that you could go clock in 8 hours for somebody else and you can't do your own work. Y'all be thinking that this is a cliche. Y'all think that these people that y'all see lit and living their best lives, and that's fruit of labor. We don't know how long them people been working. Stop comparing. That's another thing. Stop comparing yourself to people on your timeline getting all depressed. For what? You don't know what that person had to go through to get to where they at. You just see the glory. You don't know that story. Let that sink in. Stop getting so depressed when you see other people living the life you want to live. You do not know what they went through to get through there. When I see somebody winning, you know why? Because God let me see it to let me know that it's for me too. I can have it too. Okay, what work I got to do? What I got to do? What more do I have to do? How much more do I got to do? Or I gotta go live, or I gotta go back to school. I gotta learn. I gotta invest in a mentor. What I gotta do? I gotta come out with new products. I gotta do research. I gotta make sure that my product is the best material. I gotta see what people like. I gotta ask questions. What more do I have to do? Stop looking at these people pages getting depressed. It's not worth it. You mad because this person is done the work, whatever work that they did. Okay? You don't even know what work that they did. You don't know who they had to do, what they had to do, none of that. And at the end of the day, you're in a position where you are now upset watching somebody else's timeline when this person have been working for the last 15 years of their life. And you just now seeing it in year 16. Come on. We gotta get ourselves in a different mental space. We got to get ourselves into a position where if we see something on our timelines, we're grateful. And if it's making you that depressed, unfollow them until you do the self-work enough on you so that you don't have to feel no type of way about seeing somebody else win, because that's internal. Let that sink in. Anytime you feel some type of way, exactly, jealousy and envy is not any friends of mine either. Anytime you feel some type of way because you see somebody winning, that is internal. You need to go back to the drawing board. You need to do some more self-work. You need to know that you are worthy of having the same things that they are having. But you need to find out what you really want. Stop letting your internal issues manifest into your reality. Ooh, that was good. Stop letting your internal issues manifest into your reality. Deal with them. Deal with them. Grow from them. Learn from them. These things are happening again for you, not to you. Okay? We got to get responsible about our own lives. We got to get responsible about our 24 hours in a day. You want God to bless you with millions, but you still don't know what to do with $100. You want him to bless you with $1,000,000, but you still don't know what to do with $100. I always go to myself, Lord, am I being a good steward of the money that you've given me? What do you want me to do with these dollars, Lord? Everybody want a lot of money, but when you got a lot of money, the point is to keep a lot of money. How do I keep more of this money? How do I make this money work for me? We got to get out of a space where we feel like we so deserving that everything should just happen. It should just happen. No. You got to learn what every level requires you learning and growing and mastering. You start at the bottom. Started from the bottom. Now we here. That's a song for a reason. Y'all got to listen to these lyrics. You start at the bottom. You humble your spirit. You say, I'm going to do whatever it takes to get to every single level that I want to be to and master it. I can call myself a fitness guru in my own eyes. I don't care what nobody else say about the way my body looks. Because you know why? I started from 355 pounds. And now I'm about 210. I've taken my whole body through a whole transformation. I mastered me. I mastered my fork. I mastered my depression. I no longer eat because I'm emotional. I work out. I read. I meditate. I pray. You have to learn to master the things internally that is destroying your outwardly life. I wanted to give y'all this live to discuss with y'all how to master coming back from anything because we had a lot of loss this year. I love y'all. I hope that this live touched somebody, and I'm going to leave it on my page because it is a lot of jewels that was dropped in here that I feel like we all need. I appreciate everybody that came. I appreciate everybody that showed up, but I want y'all to learn how to show up for yourselves every day. Remember, we're going to go over the basics. It didn't happen to you. It happened for you. I repeat, whatever happened in life didn't happen to you. It happened for you. Learn how to logically remove your emotions out of it so that you can turn that victim mentality into a victorious mentality. We want to walk around murmuring and complaining about the things that happen to us in life. But the reality of it is, as long as you are on this earth, there's going to be things that happen to you in life. And you have to learn how to deal with those L's. You have to turn those L's into W's because you are deserving. So again, stop asking why it happened. Accept what has happened for you. Remember, because it didn't happen to you. Look at every single obstacle that you go through in life with solution eyes. It's not a problem. It's a challenge for you to become stronger, for you to find solutions, and for you to work through so you can master it. Winning starts with your mental. Anything you want outside of you must first exist internally. It must first exist internally. You want $1,000,000? You have to show up like you want $1,000,000. You have to get up, work, decide that I'm going to work hard because when I get my $1,000,000, I'm going to keep working that $1,000,000 so it could turn into 2, so it could turn into 3, so it could turn into 4. Okay? And lastly, know that you are deserving. Know that you are deserving of all things amazing and great. I don't care what has happened. And you are talking about somebody that is about to celebrate year 4 anniversary of my sister being killed. And if I can get up, her son, my mother, everybody that was around that situation, and we could keep it moving. If you lost somebody and you really want to show them that you love them, do something that's going to make them celebrate you, whether they're here in earthly form or not. Because I don't care what nobody say. My sister is up in heaven like, my sister, she doing what she's supposed to do. That's what you do. That's how you remember them, by living the best life that you can live for yourself. I love y'all. I'm going to put this live on my page. Have a good day. God bless y'all. They don't change this so much. I don't even know how to end it.